Morning, everybody. 8 a.m. We'll call the January 6th meeting of Stark County Park Board to order. I guess we'll do roll call. Commissioner Claris. Present. Commissioner Franchuk.
Here.
Commissioner Marsh.
Here.
Commissioner Messer.
Here.
Commissioner White.
Here.
Dustin Elkins is here. Courtney is absent. And Amanda's also here. Do we have any additions to the agenda?
Yeah, I do the college, their tractor's not in yet, and they would like to rent our tractor and groomer. And so I would like to just have that for discussion.
Okay.
A few things on the calendar when we get to that part of it, so.
Okay. Do you have any other additions to the agenda? If not, I'd entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Okay. Motion by Commissioner Messer. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Claris. Do we have any other discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, minutes of the last meeting were provided in the packets. Any changes or corrections to those minutes that anybody saw?
Make a motion to approve meetings from the last minute.
Okay. Motion by Commissioner White. Do we have a second? Second by Commissioner Messer. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the minutes from the December 2nd meeting signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, next is bills for approval. We have nothing out of the general fund. We have $237,483, $400.83 out of the special project fund. I guess I had one question on the number 4. The certificate for payment and then the spreadsheet that was attached to it didn't match, so I'm guessing we go off the
Request.
request.
Yep. Yeah, and actually, the first, the 162,545 actually was a bill that should have been on our previous agenda, and due to just oversight, that bill was not submitted, so we need approval on that one as well, so.
Okay, any questions or discussion?
I would move to approve the two bills as submitted for $237,400.83.
I'll second.
Okay. Motion and a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote. Commissioner White,
Aye.
Commissioner Marsh,
Aye.
Commissioner Messer,
Aye.
Commissioner Claris,
Aye.
Commissioner Franchuk.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion carries. Okay, moving on to the agenda items. I think we'll move to bring the fairgrounds events calendar up first. Bailey provided us with that calendar, so Bailey, I don't know if you want to come up and answer any questions on what you've been booking and what's been going on.
Yeah, this is on. Okay, good morning, everyone. I guess I provided you with a calendar, which is of the events that I just put the events from last year onto my calendar for 2026, and then just have gone from there and contacted each of the events so far. So if you have any questions, let me know, but
So
that's,
I've been dealing with Bakken Barbecues, pretty much willing to move out there. Their dates would be the 11th through the 14th of June, which Home on the Range has not confirmed
I
yet.
have a copy.
No, for them.
I gave
I
them
don't
one.
think, I have not, no idea.
Yes, a new one, an
Could the-
updated one.
I made the road anyway, so.
Thanks.
Okay.
Could the Home on the Range, would they be willing to move to the 21st, do you know?
I'll reach out to them again today. I just need to find the right person, because
And
I've
the-
left a message with them, but have not heard back.
What's the dates on that, Bakken, Bernie?
The 11th would be set up, and then 12th, 13th, and then the 14th would be cleanup.
So, obviously, the Home on the Range folks would need the arena, right?
I suppose, but, you know,
Yeah.
but I mean, our parking and,
Yeah.
I don't know if the two could be worked together.
What are you thinking about setting up for the Bakken barbecue?
Well, you gotta bring all the cookers, they cook all night on.
No, down
Oh.
the main parking lot? or-
The main parking lot would be probably the main, they did a walkthrough and stuff, they thought that it could work out for them.
Yeah, it's big space for them.
And then you'd have parking for all the people that are coming out there though too, so can they park on the hill and come down? Is that a liability issue there or not? I don't know.
It's good space to park.
Yeah.
I think there's plenty for both,
Well, I just, what I'm
based on
getting at
what
is,
I've seen previously.
I just hate to chase off, or
And I think
chase
they-
off Bakken barbecue because we had this thing planned for Home on the Range.
Well, yeah, they have first right of refusal.
Yeah, but if we could potentially accommodate
both.
both at the
Yeah.
same
Both, or
time.
if we could get, they could both,
And I can communicate that to them, and then they can let me know if another date would work. too.
and I can give you the day I get, Frank, I gave Frank the information, because I don't know if it, as portfolio holder, I'm sort of a third party in the middle on this stuff, so Frank, I'm giving him the information, I'll give you the information on who to contact with this. And, I think that's the best way to go forward with that. Because
it's kind
otherwise, I'm saying this, and no, it's actually this, and you know how that's.
I mean, kind of going back to where our direction's heading, this is kind of park board business, right? Right, so I mean, as far as, and I think that's you, right? You're
Yeah,
the
but I'm not
proponent.
in charge of the calendar, and,
No, I understand, but. yeah,
well,
work at the
that's
third-
not on her job description either.
well, Yeah,
So, she's been
Yeah.
going, Bailey's been going way overboard on all this stuff since,
Yep.
it's been 4 months since Lisa left, so. But I'd rather have Bailey do the conversations back and forth because it saves time and it saves communication, confusion.
yeah, you're familiar with all the facilities and everything out there.
Yeah,
pretty
and then
well.
if not, I can look at it. I have documents and stuff I can look at too, so.
Well, we
Yeah.
appreciate your can-do attitude through this whole thing. We really do.
Yeah, you're welcome.
No, that's all I had on the
Okay.
calendar. Maybe there's.
Yeah,
other
and I think the
questions.
barrel race, that's not a spectator event either, I don't believe, so.
No.
So not, and I don't know, does Bakken Barbecue charge to get into it?
Yes.
They do.
Okay,
They have
but they
set
would, they would be out in the parking lot, is what you're thinking.
Yes.
Well,
They might set up a tent inside for the judges, because they thought they could set the judges up inside a concession, but there's no room for the judges to sit in there and eat. So they have to find a place to set up a tent for the judges to do their,
I think they could barricade, separate the two,
I
no problem.
think so too, yeah.
yeah.
More the merrier.
But, the parking, the people are probably gonna have to pay to get into the Bakken Barbecue, to get into the,
No,
if they wanna be
Why-
spectators.
just barricade.
'Cause
make
they're
a
gonna-
separate entrance.
Well, if they're just participants, yes.
Well, but I mean, you could have a separate lane that goes and said, if you're
Well, because they,
if you're the home on the range, and arrow over here that you have to pay to get into the Bakken Barbecue. I
because
think.
that's gonna be, they said their biggest expense out there is fencing for directing people into their area.
But you're saying, like, for all the contestants for Home on the Range.
They would
could-
have to go through the other,
entrance.
Yes.
And maybe that's where the Home on the Range, if there is
Well, that would
spectators
be
to this,
something.
I mean, but you're saying that there's very few of those.
And currently, the Bakken Barbecue, they're sharing space with the rec center and all that other, and, they got it pretty well down pat where they can get people in through a gate. If they leave it wide open, people are gonna walk in, so, and they won't collect their funds, so.
and it's a fundraiser, so it is a charitable event, so. Anyway, I'll make sure I get you that contact information
Okay.
and you can visit with them.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, any other discussion on the calendar? If not, we'll move on to event coordinator position proposal. Last meeting, the city, Dustin Dossinger was here with the city, gave us a proposal, and I guess we need to discuss, move forward, or move a different direction, or what our thoughts are, so.
I myself can't see spending 200,000 plus a year. Basically, we're hiring somebody to do something that we should be doing ourselves anyway. And I think that's way too much money. And at this point, it's been 4 months, we don't even have a job description to see if we want to look for anybody. So are we putting this out another 2 months? And everybody's booking now. I think we backed ourselves in. I mean, are we in the habit of procrastinating? I mean, I don't know. It's, whatever, anybody, I'm just frustrated with the whole situation, so anybody else can talk. I'm done. Frank wants.
Frank?
Frank Klein, Star County Fair Board. One of the things I thought about on this person is if Bailey would agree to stay on in her present position, and then in the summer months, we would increase her hours, and then we'd hire a part-time person to do like the mowing, spraying, arena maintenance, other things that would be more of a physical situation where she would knows the policy of it. She would be here, and then when the school year starts, that person goes back. That way, you only got that part-time expense from April to September, instead of worrying about the dead time. You know, that way you always think about that the person would be doing nothing. So that's just something that I came up with. I don't know if that's what you got in mind. I'm thinking this year first, being we're, kind of up against the clock right now, that this would be something to get us by this year, and then maybe we could think more about this person that, like the job description you wrote up. That's quite a bit more involved than.
I think it's a great idea. I thought of it myself. I did not visit with Bailey about it to see if that's something she's interested in. And once again, do we need a job description to give her to see what she's responsible for?
Right. Well, that's all I got.
And then you
guys
got to
can
look at
discuss
money.
How you want to do that.
You got to look at dollars again, which I mean, Bailey, I think is a good fit, but I mean, that's for the rest of the commission to discuss.
Well, yeah, and a lot of that would be depending on her, if she's going to, agree to stay on and do what she's been doing over the summer, and then, except like the mowing, the spraying, the arena maintenance, that type of stuff.
Well,
We
that's
could-
all supposed to be taken
we
care
could
of
teach
by
somebody that.
other departments anyway.
Right. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, where do we start?
3 months ago, I brought in a suggested job description, which I don't know if anybody's looked at, anybody's made any ideas of changing. I mean, Bailey, if she'd be interested in it, there'd be a good conversation, but she still has to know what the description is, and she has to know we have to know what the dollars are.
So there's, it kind of goes a couple of ways here. So, sorry. We had a job description for our previous position with Lisa. We have to decide whether or not that's the job description going forward, if that's the route, or this option that we kicked around with the city of Dickinson. Now, I agree with you on the 200,000, at least initially here. That's too much, especially for 26. I mean, we're at a transition point, like I talk about, where we could potentially shift here. Basically, we're running with no budget to promote any events out there.
Yep, you're right.
If we were to make the decision to go and partner with the city of Dickinson, I think we would, if that decision was made, the absolute next move is to start talking about a budget for promoting and events out there, which we haven't done yet, which we can do, but they need to kind of go hand in hand. Or we can just continue to run it like a rental facility like it currently is, and have a gal, like Bailey's. I mean, magically the calendar's filled up without us having this position filled. I mean, we're pretty full.
Well-
and it could get more, I suppose. And like I said, we can try to have a conversation with Bailey and see if she wants to, pick up the scheduling officially as her job. We've talked about partnering with the road department for the major maintenance, and we talked about partnering with Wayne's Group on buildings and grounds for maintenance of the structures. So, I mean, I think there's some good things going on here. We just have to make a decision about direction here, where we want to go. And if, like I said, going back to the city of Dickinson option, we're going to have to make another decision whether we want to promote that facility and put some dollars behind it. Otherwise, it makes no sense to get them involved.
I mean, a lot of the events are yearly events that come back, so I mean, how many open dates are there? Is it worth $100,000 to $150,000 to pay the city plus plus money for promoting to do this one, there may be, I mean, look at the dates, there's, I mean, I think that,
Well, I
I
mean,
don't think joining forces with the city will do that, but it's more to enhance our facility.
I think we have to think outside the box here a little bit. I think we have, first of all, no one's talked to Bailey about this.
That's right, I said
She
that.
is still a student trying to
probably shocked right now.
get her degree, and what her thoughts on this are. She's done a bang-up job. She's gone over and beyond what we've asked of her, so she needs to be commended and compensated for that, in my opinion. But I think the partnering with the city of Dickinson on promotion was to bring, not just fill it with current events, but to expand it and use that facility to its most potential. And that was the slot that potentially, that I thought we could potentially fill. I am absolutely not in favor of $200,000 expenditure. I would say it would have to be a prove-it kind of an arrangement where maybe you phase it in over 3 years, over 4 years. You start them year one, you give them a budget, and if they bring additional events out there, which generates traffic in our whole community and county, then maybe it gets stepped up from there. So I think that's basically where my position is, and I agree, we're getting late in the game here to do something, but we don't have anybody capable of, and we didn't have anybody capable of doing events, coordinating events out there. And so, you look at the transition the city has made, even with something as simple as Legacy Square in the last 18 to 24 months. That's kind of where my thought was. I think we could replicate that.
I think a lot of the Legacy Square is people see it, they want to use it. We need to promote that way to make it visible. I don't think we need somebody that's out there trying to promote and bring stuff in. I think the people will come and use it, but it just needs to be
But
brought
there's
more to light.
there's facilities all across that I can go up and down that aren't visible to the communities, other communities, but yet they attract events, and the events are well attended, participated in. That's, like I said, I just think thinking outside the box, and I think there's opportunity there, but I think for 2026, we're really on a short fuse.
Go ahead, Frank.
The other thing I was gonna mention, we've talked about this a little bit on the events. This next month here now, the Stark County Fair Board will be signing contracts. So the events that you see there will become contracts. And we need to get those done because in our location, we're stuck up here and everybody else is kind of around us. So like we were at the Heartland Convention and the convention in Huron, we contacted these vendors and we were penciled in on their schedule. So now when we have our next Kids Fair meeting, which will be in a couple of weeks, we will be finalizing those contracts with those people. And the next time you see the schedule, those names will actually be on there. So we're gonna be doing a lot more than that. And I agree with 2026 that we should get with Bailey and see if that other person would be okay, like that original proposal I came up with was, and do that for 26. And then I guess I'm sort of negative on the partnering with Dickinson. I don't see them as being a team player. Just the conversations that I had with them, I sort of got this, well, okay, you're over here. But we are in the middle. They're the main, they're gonna take care of themselves first. Our goals and objectives and all that are gonna be secondary to what theirs are going to be. So I think 2026, we should stay with what we got. Hopefully Bailey will agree, and we shouldn't have that much trouble finding a part-time person to do those other jobs out there to get us through this year.
I'd stop you on the other jobs. Those other jobs aren't for this part-time person. The other jobs that are out there are for the road department and the maintenance and
Right,
grounds.
right.
So this other part-time person would basically be helping Bailey manage the schedule, right?
Right, well,
Going
yeah,
out there
that's what I'm
making
looking
su-
at. The other person would be working for her, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Frank, just while we're at it, I mean, the two events that you have, you've got the county fair and you've got the kids fair, correct? Those two events.
Better than the Ranch Rodeo, and then like you said, the other 32 events or whatever's on that sheet there. There's a lot of events already that, and we're only looking at January. I mean, how many people do we have out there that are still thinking about coming on board yet? You know, when we get our schedule out, they're gonna look at it, they're gonna say, well, man, they've got every weekend booked already. We're gonna have to go to a Tuesday or a Thursday or a Wednesday or something like that. Do they wanna do that? So, I mean, the events coordinator is, very pivotal as far as the success of the fairgrounds goes.
I don't disagree at all.
So maybe, do we look at putting together a job description for a full-time person? Bailey can apply if she wants to, or anybody else, and go from there. I mean,
Well, I'd hate to get locked into where we were when I think we do this short term. I think somebody, whether it's a portfolio holder or a couple of park board members, sit down with Bailey, get her wishes, get her thoughts, and get her availability, and work out the details on this transition. And with the understanding that potentially we may, do something a little different down the road. But yes, I think we got to do something for 26.
And then for Bailey, I just want no as an answer. You can tell us no at any time. Okay, I know your name's getting thrown out there a lot. You got a priority to get through college, right? So, if you need any help, reach out to us, right? So, and you can say no. All right.
So what are we looking at? Hiring an additional part-time person to assist her?
I don't know if
For
she-
26?
Does she feel she needs it? I have no idea. There
That's
hasn't
my
been any,
point. If
hasn't
she's
been any
available-
discussion yet, and we're thrown into the middle of the whole thing without any discussion. If you want to come up and talk, you can.
So, sorry, I didn't catch the last, what you said.
I said you're sort of stuck in the middle. Do you need that, do you need another part-time person this summer? I mean,
In the summer, absolutely. It is not a one-person job, never has been.
Yeah.
I mean, just because we've had the road department willing, to help with all the maintenance out there, so.
And that's gonna continue, but I mean, you can't be there 24/7. There's always something that comes
Right.
up. She needs relief,
I agree with you.
you know?
But she needs to be part of the discussion instead of us just saying this.
Bailey, what are your thoughts as far as continuing on?
So, gotta think about that one.
Might as well get it on the table, I mean.
So, I guess for now, I am still wanting to be a part of this, but school is a priority of mine, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. I was struggling this past semester, so just with all the duties that suddenly, kind of jumped onto me. I've just been kind of picking through like what's priorities, what's not, and if I haven't been doing, what I need to do, you guys need to let me know. But I've just been.
I haven't heard anything negative whatsoever, so.
No, not at all.
But you got our numbers, and if there's something you need, I mean, we have resources too, right, that we can help you out with. If it's too much and you're studying for finals or midterm or whatever, let us know, and that's okay. So, and then, I mean, are you okay, like, if it gets, I know the summer gets a little busy at certain times, like temporary labor help?
Absolutely.
Instead
yes.
of, a full-time, you maybe reach out to one of our temp
Well, I mean, most events,
agencies for helping.
most events are either evenings or weekends, which she'll be giving up all that time. There's times she might want to do something. Yeah, she needs somebody else out there.
That's what I'm saying, this other part-time person on the schedule, that one person takes a weekend, Bailey takes the next weekend, whatever else, she can't be expected to.
No.
But at the same time, I mean, you're, with your knowledge of what's gone on.
You're
and
valuable.
You're valuable, so you would be more of a lead, you wouldn't be a lateral person next to you, you'd be a lead of that person, not that you want to lead another person, maybe, but.
Okay,
No, you don't.
I'll move this along. I suggest, because I don't think Bailey should be playing her cards at this moment, we gave her 15 seconds' notice on this. It's not fair.
No, it's not.
So I would suggest that Bailey and Bernie and Courtney or appointee sit down and come up with something, time-wise, compensation-wise, position-wise. And if we have to have a special meeting to adopt that proposal, let's do it. But this gives Bailey some time to settle down and kind of, get grasp what you want to do and sit down with others. And if somebody else wants to join it, I'm fine. I'm just saying it's Bernie's portfolio and Courtney's the chair, and we should bring it that way.
Can you organize that, Bernie?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll let Bailey organize it. She's the organizer. Because my time is pretty free. I can visit with Courtney, but it still revolves around your time in school.
Right, so this is my last week where I have this is my last week of break. So next Monday I am, back into my schedule, so.
Well, it gives you some time to write some things down and formulate your ideas too.
Yeah, I can do that,
On
yep.
paper. And
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you taking summer classes too?
Possibly, I don't think so, there might be one, but,
Okay.
yeah. Thanks.
Thank you.
Last time, I hope. I was just gonna mention that, as the chairman, I'm retired, and I've mentioned to her, she has something that does come up, just give me a call, and I'll see if I could come over and help until we get this other person on board. And also, there's that possibility when we do get that other person, we might say, hey, that person looks like it could be the next person to step up, like at the end of the summer. When they leave, we could look at the job description and see if that person fits in. And then they'd have that experience of being on board last summer.
Thank you. Okay, so next, Bernie and Courtney will take that on. I'll probably recruit myself just because of the
Yes.
relationship, so, I guess moving on, next on the agenda is the Southwest Speedway repairs. Corey, I think you kind of gathered up a lot of that information, if you could run it down for us,
okay, let me get to it here.
and thank you for doing that.
So we reached out.
I just want to say a couple things too
Yep.
before we get rolling with that. I mean, we kind of filled the room with a bunch of people to show the support. I mean, they are active people in the community, farmers, racers, business owners. This isn't a place that's just for the random guy to go out there. I mean, these are all active people of the community that want to see this place keep going. So for me and myself, I gave up 5 years of my life and a bunch of my own finances to make sure that that place stayed open. It's the county's turn to make the right step to make sure that it does keep going for the next 5, 10, 15 years. You guys have sat up here and talked about the fairgrounds and at this point, I mean, millions of dollars that are being spent out there. And there hasn't been any financial commitment recently to the Speedway and motocross track. The motocross runs out of a Connex for the last 15 years. That shouldn't be acceptable. I mean, it is a beautiful facility and it needs to keep going. So that's all I had.
Thanks, Brad.
So we have the 2025 wind construction for the repairing of the walls and some of the other issues that we had back in 2024, 2023 when we had so you guys can see that. Do you have that up on for this screen? No? Okay. But you can see the repair cost for there. Then we go to the lighting cost. No, I'm sorry, not the lighting cost. In this order, it would be the hydrant, to the repair of the hydrant. And that is, looks like about $1,300 roughly there. And that can be hydrovac'd out. Hydrovac charges roughly $285 to $300 an hour for a hydrovac. And that would be a couple hours worth of work. And then the fencing contract that came in from Western Fence for the repairs of the fence. Just got that last week. And that is roughly $4,000 in repairs and fencing.
That's just a deposit, right?
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's,
that's the
I think,
deposit.
20.
It's 70,000, 298.
Just going backwards just a little bit, Corey, what's the win? Which option are we talking about there? And what's the total
If I remember right,
proposed for that one?
the recommended at that time, do you remember?
Yeah, so that would be, and I think Tracy was out there, that would be ripping out the front wall, putting in a drain tile, putting in I want to say it was a 12-foot concrete wall, and then laying everything back in and pulling the fence back and anchoring it down. That what was talked about at that point in time. How long ago, or how?
How long on the wall?
Don't know the answer to that. It would have been the whole front stretch of the speedway in front of the grandstands. So it would run the whole distance.
This is 475 linear feet.
Yeah.
So that along with the drain tile for an extra 10,000. These are stale bids, right? From 25?
Yeah, they're old.
Well,
These were,
these are just rebid.
Oh, were they?
Just this in
this
December.
is fresh, yep.
This is fresh? Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
So 102,000, 103,000 for the retaining wall and drain tile is what I'm looking at?
No, way more than that, 133.
133,
15 for the retaining wall.
Probably 150 by the time we're done.
Got options here.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
option one
yeah.
and two.
Oh, there I see, yeah.
And the valley gutter.
Okay. And then we had another 71,000 electrical, right?
Lighting, yeah.
Lighting.
That's changing the bulbs to LED?
Correct.
I guess I would ask Brad, I know everybody wants everything, but if you had to prioritize,
These are necessary repairs to keep going. So the lighting itself, the last 2 to 3 years, there's been lights out. They can't replace those bulbs, and you can't just do one section so it's super bright in the rest. The front stretch wall, if that's not fixed, at some point in time, the grandstand is gonna sink because it's going along the pylons that hold the grandstands up. So like, these aren't repairs. I mean, this is the base of the repairs that need to be done to start off the 26 season. I mean, I would say that, you know, there probably should be a budget moving forward if you guys decide to do that, for every year to be an allotted amount for stuff that also has needed to be repaired for the last couple of years. So you can't just have a facility of that magnitude and not spend any money ever. I mean, that's not reality.
Brad, do you remember when we were out there under the grandstands, all that erosion?
So
What's the plan there?
they were just going to, Midwest Erosion Control was out there. They talked about just going, so they would fill it in, you know, fill in the erosion portion, and then they have a spray concrete, and they would just spray concrete underneath so that the water that would run over the top instead of go underneath. So
Do you, any idea?
I don't
what
know
that-
if Paul ever quoted that out. That's just what was talked about at that point in time.
'Cause, something, I know that was a big number as well.
That one wasn't as large as the rest of them, because they were just gonna fill in the crevices with dirt and then spray concrete, and that's they didn't think it would take very much.
Thank you.
We never got a quote for them on that. That was just a discussion.
Paul ever did.
If we did the fence, the lights, and that party's talking about it on the bleachers, basically, we could go. Correct, you're saying? Those three items, those gotta be.
Fence, retaining wall, right?
Fence retaining all lights.
Yeah, but that's still over 200, almost 300,000, right?
I don't have the quotes in front of me.
Well, if you took all the options.
Correct.
We're at 362, Okay, so if you either shrink down the retaining wall or those items, you can potentially pull 92 out of that. That's still 270,000. So I guess the question would be, whether it's all of that or a portion of that, how are you gonna pay for that? The capital projects fund in the park board is basically, as of the end of the year, is at zero. So that would be my question. I think a lot of these, when we looked at a lot of things, there was a lot of fundraising that went on for a portion of these kind of things, and so that's my question.
Well, I mean, it's a multi-million-dollar facility. And I mean, they're not gonna rent it out. And if they do, the liability, I think, comes back on us anyway. And are we just gonna let it deteriorate and go to nothing? I mean, that's still taxpayers' money that's sitting out there that we're responsible for. I don't have any answers on how to pay for it, but I mean,
Well, I guess
we-
the question is.
we need to support- we need to support it for the community.
We could do that attitude towards a lot of
that's right.
county assets where we just pour money into it
But I mean-
with no vision. And
mean,
that's where I'm looking at. What's this gonna look like down the road? 5 years, Brad mentions, 10 years down the road. What does this look like? And, that kind of thing.
And I'm a big proponent on repairs and maintenance and upkeep to keep the property intact too. I don't know if we're doing any upgrades to this. It's something that needs to be done to, and I get it, to keep it functioning and safe for those that use it. So trying to look back, I talked to some people for the Western Fence. They've said they've been out there many times quoting fence and nothing is done. So they've just pulled up an old quote and readjusted to it. So there's been no money spent on fencing. So there was kind of some of the feedback, we're out here again giving you a quote for no reason, so.
On the wind construction project, the Valley Gutter, what is that? At 34,000, what is that actually? I guess I'm not familiar with what they're doing there.
So I think there's drain tile that's laid in, and then it's capped with a gutter that I believe was arched so that water goes out to each side instead of causing more runoff problems.
So that's by the grandstands, or where is it?
Correct, yeah, so right in front of the grandstands, it would just basically be a cap that's raised so that water disperses outward.
Okay, thank you.
Just to back up to 2005 when we built that place, the Stark County Speedway Board, or Southwest Speedway Board, recommended that it be done that way. And the engineers said, no, we're gonna do it like this, and they were in charge, and that's what we've got. We had the right idea to start with, but we got overruled by the engineering company.
Okay, so next steps. It's kind of a county commission thing to find the money, or, I mean, the park
think-
board's out in the building fund, so.
I don't think the park board can punt on this to
where
the county commission.
Okay.
I just don't.
So these are all bids, Wynn's come out there and looked at this, and I hear your comments, Frank, that, I mean, we spent a bunch of money fixing this thing. Is it gonna continue to be a problem here? I mean, is this really gonna solve things?
Do it right.
I mean,
The-
according to who? I mean, like I said, is
No,
there any-
we
any-
brought Twos, Win, Midwest Erosion Control. If the repairs are done the way they said they're gonna be, that is the solution. I mean, and that's what we suggested on our end too, with repairing of the fencing and how all the rain comes off. That is the solution. I mean, to be honest, it is the only solution. There's not we can do it cheaper by doing it this way. If it's not done this way, it's just gonna cause problems in the future.
One of the problems you have is all the dirt that's up here does not absorb water.
Right.
That dirt is so hard up there, it's gravel. So as soon as the water gets on there anyway, it starts running down. And it runs down there, it runs down to the bleachers, and the bleachers are not watertight. So when the water comes down that hill, it runs into the bleachers and it still runs down there, plus the water that comes in from the sides. So there's two problems there. But the solution that you guys have come up with would be the one that would fix it.
Okay, I guess I'm not familiar enough
Well,
with
I mean, there was a
finances
comment
to-
made about our commitment now to the fairgrounds, and, you know, some of my drive on, you know, the direction on the fairgrounds, I would love that facility at some point to be self-sustaining. I mean, we are so far from that. We're not even close to that right now. We're not. It's a rental facility. We give it away every week to everybody. And it's not self, and we continue to pour money into it. I would like to see it get self-sustaining. I mean, is there something that we can potentially do with this race board? I mean, if we're gonna make this kind of investment into something like this, I mean, can it be a reasonable expectation of us to think that the race board would possibly start building their own capital improvement fund through, you know, it takes time. Obviously, it's not gonna happen overnight, but annually put some towards a capital improvement fund?
Correct. But what, I
because-
mean, what does that look like for them though? Because I'm not going to be the one doing it, right? I'm just here because I've done it the last 5 years. So now they're going to put a pile of money into a facility that they'll never own. You know, it's not a fair cause to say, hey, you spend your $500,000. That's the conversation we had. Hey, buy it for X amount of dollars. It doesn't make sense. I would absolutely purchase it if it was in good working condition. But the fact that somebody has to come in afterwards and fix all the problems that were created the last 10 years because there hasn't been any maintenance done isn't a fair ask from anybody.
Well, I'm just talking about going forward.
For sure.
What's done is done here.
It is. And I can say that, and I hate to say it, that facility brings more people in on a yearly basis than the fairgrounds. I had people texting me this last weekend, hey, can we go out and ride because it's beautiful out? You don't have that at the fairgrounds. So it is a facility that could be utilized, and it could be more. I mean, we've talked to, there's a mud run group. We talked about moving all the stuff from the Belfield stuff, or not Belfield, Belfield over. Like, it could be utilized more, but it has to be in good working order.
So going back to the structure that's potentially being proposed going forward here, it's a nonprofit that's gonna
Correct.
come over and take over the racetrack. A nonprofit has got every opportunity to raise money for their event
100%.
or for their cause, right? I mean, you gotta, and so that's.
But
what
you
I'm saying.
can't ask them to do that year one.
Oh, I'm saying over time, I mean.
Correct.
As you
I
gather-
can tell you the previous group that ran it before we took over had a substantial amount of money, but they tried to operate the facility during COVID as it was normal. And they burned through every penny that they had built up over the previous 10 years. So there is the ability to do that out there, but it's going to take some time. And it has to be a commitment from everybody. I mean, the county, the city, I mean, this is a schedule you guys put out, but nobody contacted the groups that are scheduling the events out there to make sure there wasn't any overlap there. We fight every year over the same group of people that want to go to a speedway event that are going to go to the fairgrounds. That needs to be a collective conversation so that both facilities are successful when they have events.
Here's the challenge that I see, Brad, and that is you have testified numerous times. You lost money in the last 5 years.
Correct. I'm not a nonprofit though.
Well, what I'm saying is Commissioner Claris is asking, what's the future look like where there could be some revenue generated to either?
I spent a fortune of every penny that I would make fixing stuff out there that was never mine. So if those repairs were done and all that wouldn't have had to been done, I would have absolutely put money in my pocket every single year. And if that's sharing a portion of that with the county in some way, shape, or form to make sure, you know, if the county puts in $10K a year and the group puts in $10K and you got $20K for repairs, if that's what you guys are looking at, I think that's a reasonable ask, but they can't take it over in the current state that it's in.
I got something I'd like to bring up.
Come to the podium, please, Frank, so they can hear you, because I don't think the audience can hear you from the
Oh,
chair.
okay. As I've looked around, and I've been in this business 52 years, most of the fairgrounds in the state have got the racetrack on the fairgrounds. So part of the maintenance of the racetrack is the maintenance that they have for the whole fairgrounds. And maybe we need to talk to some of those people and see how they're doing some of this stuff. I know, like, just this last year now, the Red River Valley, the fairgrounds has taken over the Speedway. This is a first for them, so it'd be interesting to see how that interacts and works out. But I think that the reason they don't have the maintenance problems that we have is because it's all one group there. You don't have the Speedway group over here and the Fairgrounds group over here. It's an umbrella of the fairgrounds, and they're just one aspect of what's underneath the umbrella. So the maintenance part gets spread out over everything. You know, like they include, you know, the 4-H, the rodeo, all that other stuff comes underneath all that. It's not just a racetrack. We are in a unique situation where we are separate quite a ways from the actual fairgrounds. And we, for many years, were one of the only racetracks in the state that was privately owned. These other ones have all been underneath a political sub. We were the only ones that were privately owned out there until we bought the place. So that's just some ideas.
How far do you want to jump in?
All the way. We should fix all this stuff. I think we should fix all this stuff. I was hoping somebody would buy this facility, but it's not gonna happen.
Not the way it is.
No, we gotta fix it.
Yep.
Well, and again, I'm not opposed to fixing it, but how are we gonna pay for it? Is the commission writing a check? Park Board doesn't have any money.
I think it's gonna come from the commission. We're gonna have to prove it in the commission side.
Well, I mean,
Maybe we could do part. Maybe Brad's talking about potential future. Maybe we could loan a portion of it and have a payback over time for a portion of it. That gets you vested.
That's not my decision. I am not a part of this next group I'm not a part of this next group that's taken over. I would suggest no, because I have put this in front of you guys for 5 years.
We've done something, nothing to this extent, I agree.
Yeah, I think there was some acreage bought because some buildings were built on some land that wasn't your guys. That's the extent of money. I mean, the miscellaneous repairs of like the water heater and miscellaneous stuff that I've presented is just stuff that I was like, I shouldn't have to pay for this. I mean, there really hasn't been. I mean, the miscellaneous, I mean, like I said, there was no weed spraying, there was no mowing. The county is gracious enough to let us use the blade. That is a phenomenal help every single year. But, I mean, minus that, there hasn't been a big commitment from the county side. And we bring in thousands of people every single year to this whole community at that facility. I can tell you that there's not a single person that could get into when there's a motocross race, there's no parking available. It's as full as it could possibly be.
so how do we get this collaboration? I hear Frank talking about, I hear you talking about this collaboration between the Fair Association, or not even the Fair Association, I mean, it's the Park Board that runs the fairgrounds at this point. I mean, or that's still to be fleshed out here, but I mean, you got the Park Board and you've got the Race Association. How do we have that collaboration so that there's some good communication between the two? I mean, I'm not agreeing to this. I'm just saying about, you know, the model that I'm preaching about the fairgrounds where the road department takes care of the maintenance. We've got, our buildings and grounds takes care of the maintenance out there of those facilities.
But there was also significant donations to get the fairgrounds up and running as well, through time and material as well. And I don't know, I mean, this predates me, so Frank could tell the history on it, but I don't know how it all started. There was, like you said, an organized group that got this built. I don't know any of that, so that would be good information for me, but.
I don't think you want to sit here and have me go back to 1985 when I was at the meeting when the land was purchased and go from there, but it's got to be a group of everybody working
Saying,
together.
Is there any private dollars in this facility, or did the county do everything up to
Well,
that
the
point?
private dollars mostly came from the race club. When you look at the total amount of money that's being spent out there, that's not nowhere near the big picture. I mean, we came out there, we bought the guardrail, we had guys come and put the guardrail up 2 or 3 weekends, and, you know, a lot of the other fencing, the transponder stuff, all that's all the club stuff that did all that work. You can add another easy 100,000 or
Not
more.
this club, though. Not the previous, not Brad's club. That was a previous club to you.
No, I'm talking about when we,
This was like,
2005.
Yeah, you guys inherited.
we weren't even born at the time.
But, okay,
Well,
that
we
was
bought the land
previous
for
club.
50 bucks and sold for 20,000, so I mean, we did okay there, but.
So then we also look at some stuff out there at the Speedway. I mean, it always evolves. New safety procedures have to be made and happen. Is there anything that's out there that's coming towards its end of life that needs to be, like, it's not up to date, it's not safety
No,
anymore?
to be honest, the facility is actually built above standard for the most part, and that includes the motocross track. When the insurance company comes out and does the inspection of the facility, they're extremely impressed. So, like, it is built up to standards. I updated this timing and scoring my system myself. That the stuff he's talking about doesn't even exist anymore. Like, so we've put a substantial amount of money towards the right direction. That's why I said, like, when I say I didn't make any money, the timing and scoring system that's out there, I have $12,000 into. That I put into it, I will never get it back. You know, but I did that because we had to, because the system that was there was outdated. We would have made money over time if it wasn't for what the last 10 years look like out there.
So where does this, I mean, can we ever get this facility to a self-sustaining nature?
Well, it used to be, so I don't see why we couldn't. Go ahead.
I would say yes, sorry for interrupting. but yeah.
Come on in.
Come on up.
I'm Ben, so I've been a part of it for 10 years. I don't race anymore. I'm retired. But what I've seen over the years, the guys put in, like he says, the money we've put in ourselves and the money being spent on personal stuff, it can be self-sustained if it gets fixed up and given a shot. So I would say ultimatum, like you want to do, 5 years, give it 5 years, fix it up, put money into it, and give it an ultimatum, give it a chance. It will do itself in 5 years, but with repairs, everything, the guys, all the money we spend every season getting it there, getting fixed up, and yeah, the money goes back into the track. There's no money left to fix it up. So that's what I've been seeing over the last 10 years. I haven't been a part of it the last 3 years, but I still go out there. I still keep my eyes on it. So I would say, like he said, fix it up. Where the money's going to come from, I don't know, but give it a shot. Give it 5 years. Give it an ultimatum, and yeah, it will be self-sustained. It used to be in the past, and I travel a lot over the United States. A lot of motocross tracks, like you said, the fairgrounds, facilities. That's a part of it. They are all self-sustaining. So, and I mean the youth coming into it. Like I said, I stepped away, but since I stepped away till now, there's more youth involved in it than there used to be. So, at least do it for them. So.
I mean, and is there some, there was some discussion about adding go-kart out there? Could this be a place for go-karts as well?
There is. We built a go-kart track. And that's where I say it. We have spent a ton of money to get it to self-sustaining. It needs the next step. I mean, we built the kart track. I think the county actually put up some funds for a part of that as well. So the whole infield was a disgusting mess. We built a beautiful go-kart track. It's also the sponsor wall. So there's boards down in the infield that have all the sponsors for the races for the year. There is some options with being a nonprofit that they came to me, but being we were an LLC, they couldn't donate. The local refinery, there's a substantial amount of money that can be gifted with a nonprofit, but we'll have to reach back out to all these people that I had told no for the last 5 years.
I mean, I would like, I mean, whatever path forward here, I'd like this to be. I mean, you're asking for a significant investment into this thing, and we don't want to get down the road 5 years and all of a sudden it's another $500,000. Right, that could happen.
We don't.
That could happen.
Correct.
And it's but we would like to have some sort of partnership. I would is like, okay, so if you're gonna have a nonprofit, I would like to see I mean, we've talked about this with even the Fair Association. Everyone wants more buildings and more things out there at the fairgrounds. I'd like to see some, that's, if you're a nonprofit, be a fundraiser for your cause out there. And if we could, potentially maybe it's at that point we have some matching dollars. You guys have skin in the game, we have skin in the game. I mean, this has got to be some sort of partnership.
100%. And I know Alex Braun had worked on some stuff that there can be some outside funding sources, being a nonprofit, that he has some ideas about that could be beneficial for everybody involved. But it starts with making the repairs so that they can move forward on starting that nonprofit. They don't want to spend thousands in lawyer fees and whatnot until they know for sure, hey, the facility's going to get fixed. Now this is the path moving forward for us.
So what's your, just again, not being active over there, your revenue stream is you have registration fees, you have gate,
Yep.
you have concessions,
Correct.
and is there, again, just trying to.
So there's
figure-
front gate, which would be to your fans. Your back gate would be your racers. And then you have all your concession sales. There are some beer sales involved as well. We don't do it ourselves, so there's not a substantial amount of money for us. So that's the revenue stream. And then on the backside, there's always, every racing event has a payout scale that you have to pay back to the racers. So, and then outside of that is the sponsor funding for the event. So you'll have class sponsors, you have your actual event sponsor itself. And then there's all sorts of miscellaneous, which equates, the way I looked at it every single year, I didn't go out and sell above what we would spend technically, because I'm a business, you own a business. If I take money from you, it's just for that event. If there's something left over at the end, I didn't physically make it. I have a conscience. I don't believe that I should take money from you just to put it in my pocket. So that's why every year ours was razor thin with the profits, because I don't believe that's the way a business should be ran. Being a nonprofit, that changes everything.
So,
Say it's shady or not, whatever, it's
believe
different.
if the nonprofit's gonna go, if we're gonna go forward with an RFP with that nonprofit has got to establish some sort of capital improvement fund as part of the business model of this thing.
I
Every
think they
year-
would be open to that, but like I said, it has to start
yeah, go ahead.
with the repairs first, and then they would, I can't speak for the group because I'm not that group, but I don't foresee that be a problem. They would like to see the repairs done and then move forward with everything.
Okay, so let's say you're a nonprofit, and again, speaking to the mass here rather than just one, and then you say there are entities out there who would potentially contribute because they could to a nonprofit.
Correct.
What would the wish list be if these repairs are done then? I mean, wouldn't it be easier for, I use the term loan or line of credit, wouldn't it be easier to have some of the potential contributors to the nonprofit backfill the loan and still get these? Because like I said, the big, I want you to succeed. I want these improvements done. But the price tag just kind of takes a bite at me. And so I'm trying to figure out what's the path forward where we can all constitute this.
I mean,
as a
I
win.
would say, one, the repairs, because they need to be started ASAP. So you can't go out and fundraise and hoping you're going to raise enough funds to make those repairs. Because if you don't raise enough funds, then the repairs don't get done. The loan stuff for me, I don't know if day one that should be put on the group that's taking over, because now they have, okay, well, every single month I have to make X amount of payment. The reality is,
that can be worked out in many, many different ways.
correct, but right now there's $0 to be had. So if they're starting with zero, first they have to build up their bank account to start the race seasons off.
I
Not
greatly appreciate that.
not worry about paying for the repairs. They have to build up, it costs $40,000 to open the facility for the year. So they gotta worry day one, okay, we need $40,000 in the bank just to make a food order, place the insurance policies in place. So you can't be worried about having to make that, I gotta make a $10,000 payment to the county that I don't have.
Yeah, but what motivation is there for someone to contribute to the nonprofit if you don't have a plan and a demand for other major improvements if the major improvements are already done? Are we talking, so maybe I should say, are we talking hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars?
No,
ten thousands of dollars?
Tens of thousands of dollars is what a few of them have approached me with, but beings we sat down, went through the whole process, and then it was like, oh, you're an LLC? I thought it was a nonprofit, and I can't do that.
Does it make some sense to the folks that are actually, I mean, gonna put forward the RFP here or the actual proposal here, get them, that we should have a discussion?
They
here?
are here.
They are here? I mean,
There's, the group of them is here.
we should hear from them here, what kind of commitment they want to, I mean, there's a lot on the table here, and I think there's some consensus here to make some sort of commitment here, but we also like to hear the commitment on the other side here.
I mean, right now, I'm just going to be 100% honest with you guys. I have absolute respect for each and every single one of you guys on this board. But moving forward, and I just, like I said, I don't want to start this fight. I don't want to be disrespectful at all. But moving forward, I feel like right now that this has been ignored for so long, you know, and it's been promised and promised and promised every year, and we saw nothing. And then going to fix some of the things that we had fixed, we were told that we cannot because it is not our facility, you know? So we were kind of left in the dirt on that one. I think as us right now, like, we've got a lot we're up against. You know, we have to start this thing from the ground up pretty much and establish ourselves as a group. I mean, I think in the future, like, once the facility is up to par, I would absolutely, I think I can speak for these guys too in saying that we would absolutely be on board with, you know, helping with whatever we can to make this thing run. None of us want to see this go away. I mean, we've got a group full of people here, you know, and we have all gotten phone calls after phone calls every single day wondering where we're at with this. Nobody wants to see this go away. We will do whatever we can to make it run, but like right now, I just feel like us trying to raise funds to do stuff that should have been done already is just kind of crazy.
So if we make the improvements that are requested here, are you gonna be able to attract the quality eraser and have that kind of exposure across the state to bring big events in? I mean, I don't know how your attendance has been.
I'm not even talking state, I'm talking nation.
Or
Yeah,
regional.
So,
Yep.
I mean, it's actually, so the High Limit Race Series is worldwide. They just got done with an Australian stint. They are in Mandan in June and reached out and said, hey, can we have this event? So that is, they are all over the world, but we can't accept that because we can't put on the show the way the facility currently is. And I mean, you're talking, they bring in $20,000+ in funds themselves for their event, and thousands of people show up. Like, that can happen there. We do it once a year with the Dakota Classic Modified Tour. It's the longest standing tour in the nation that stops in Dickinson once a year. We already do it, but to go to the next level is getting all the repairs done, because you can't bring in a group like that and expect to have a good show. There is options to have the massive shows. They stop in Minot, they stop in Mandan. I mean, they are there.
And a lot of these racers, like these ones that come up for the mod tour, they're nationally known. They're not there necessarily to win the show, but they do their social media platform, which is huge, and they all talk about how much they love this facility. You know, I mean, it's there. We have the baseline of what we've been running and what we've been doing, and I mean, I honestly feel like the sky's the limit. And once we do go nonprofit, it will shoot that up higher.
Can I just ask you a question? Who told you you could not do repairs out there?
We said everything had to be approved prior to doing them.
Well, but that doesn't mean that you wouldn't have been, I mean, I have never heard that comment before in the
So
5 years.
Every single year, we sat down with Lisa prior to starting the season. This is what needs to be done. Wrote it all down. That's where it stopped. Nope, you can't do this. You can't do that. Like that's where.
And that was kind of one of the
I
things
think that's
too.
where a
Yeah.
lot of this stuff stopped. The point of contact didn't relay the information to you guys. So I don't want to say this is all your guys' fault, because I don't think the information was relayed every single year. Because in the contract, it said prior to season start. So every year we would schedule a meeting, sit down. We never got the repairs done.
I wouldn't be fair to Lisa. I mean, I think some of this.
That's where I said I don't want to throw her under the bus.
No, I understand, but there's some, I think there's always been some hesitancy, at least on my part, to, commit a bunch of dollars out there, because I felt like, well, I asked you the question earlier, some of these repairs, I mean, is this gonna be another Band-Aid? In 5 years down the road, we're gonna spend another $500,000. Can we actually fix it? There's been some question. I mean, no offense, Brad, but I mean, you were a for-profit business running out there.
Correct.
And so I think there was some hesitancy on a public entity
But-
supporting a private.
For us, it had to be, so the previous years of all these nonprofits, right? A board, I mean, much like yourself, you're gonna fight, you're gonna not agree on stuff. I had to show up day one and do what needed to be done so that the next 5 years could be successful. I don't fight with people about stuff. I don't do it at work. I do my job. The nonprofit wasn't gonna be even in the realm of what I'm going to do every single day. I'm gonna go out there, and that's what we did day one. I went out there, we started ripping tanks out. We started doing what needed to be done what needed to be done 10 years ago that the groups didn't do because they would just fight about the situation. So that's why I set it up that way, knowing that it wasn't gonna be as successful as what it should be, but it was what was best for what needed to be done to the facility. I'm not gonna sit with these guys and argue about something. I'm just gonna go do it. That's not fair with a board. I mean, you guys are just not good at that kind of stuff, so.
I'm gonna make a motion here. So we go forward to the county commission and ask for approval for these repairs. I think the Wind Construction, the bid for $133,615, option one for the retaining wall, and plus the drain tile for $10,350, and then also then the valley gutter for $34,142, and then also the bid for the city air mechanical for $1,275 for that, and the western fence $20,000, and the lighting $70,270. I make the proposal we pay for those through the commission.
So that's the recommendation.
Yes.
What, 133 on the front page, and then everything else included?
Yeah, the option one with the option training wall, the retaining wall, the option one is going with, and the drain tile.
So it's gonna be,
133,615, and then the 10,350 for the drain tile.
That's one, so 143.
And then the valley
15.
gutters for 34,142.
okay.
Anything on the lighting?
All the lighting, the 70,298, and the fencing, 20,000, and the hydrant, $1,275.
So do we have a threshold issue here where we need multiple bids, Amanda?
I was gonna ask that, because I mean, Tracy's in the room, and did you get contacted to put a bid in on this?
We did not update them.
Okay,
Did you put a bid in the first time? You did? I apologize.
so I don't want to hinder this process, because I really feel good right now, but I also believe that he should have the opportunity, because he was one of the ones that was out there.
Is this a situation where that everything could be bid by one contractor?
No, they're all separate contractors with the bids we had right now, but
they're all different
they're all four bids on this.
Contractor could come in and bid all these at once, yes?
I think you'd be within the code, because each separate single prime is less than the threshold.
Well, let's confirm that. We don't need a headline that we operated outside the constraint of
I mean,
Century
so
Code.
my number, I am coming up with $280,107. Is that right?
269,680 is what I got.
Well, did you add the 10,000 for, so you did the 133,615, then you added the 10,000 for the drain tile, and then you add the 34,142 for the valley gutter,
Right.
and that's 178,107.
Then you got the 1,275, and then the
Hydrant,
90.
20,000 for fencing.
20,000 for fencing, and 70,000,
Fencing's 25,000.
20,000.
What about the deposit?
Yeah,
That's part of the
That's
bid.
part, it's 20 gross,
Okay.
less 4,000
Okay.
deposit.
All right, whatever.
The threshold is 250,000 for a project.
These are all separate bids, though. Does that make a difference? Or?
I think if it's gonna be bid, or if everything's gonna be done separately by different contractors, if it comes in under that $250,000, because they're essentially very different,
Okay.
projects, are they not? I mean, you're working on one big project, but you've got lights, you've got this, you've got that.
It's just the same facility, separate projects.
Then I guess on this motion, I can amend it to say if Two's Construction wants to come in and put a lower bid in it, we would
I think if you're gonna do
accept
that, you're gonna have to bid it. You're just
Yeah,
gonna have to bid
gotta
it.
do it in public.
And maybe you're just cautious and you just go ahead and bid it. That's probably the best option to do it at this point. And then if these are stale bids, then if you rebid it, at least you have up-to-date information on what you're getting anyways.
I think it's probably wise to be competitive here as possible here. This is a lot of dollars, I mean, and so. You have a motion. Do you
Yep.
want to?
Well, I said I can amend it. If anybody wants to come in and lower bid any of these, they would have that option.
Okay, so we have a motion to,
I think you just, if you want, you just make a motion to bid out the project, but you're gonna have to decide. Is being bid as one big project?
Well, it's separate projects.
Separate.
But I think these guys, someone just said that a general contractor could bid the whole thing, right? Like, so,
Well, they could, we could be the single prime if we wanted to be, and then you could come in and try to beat that as a contractor. Yeah, okay. So I think that if you want to do it, I'm still struggling with the financing. I'm sorry, I just, this gets laid on our agenda a
I've been
couple
on-
days before for how many dollars we're gonna spend, so I struggle with that a little bit. So I'm looking for options that way, but I'm good with trying to figure out how to do improvements.
So I'm not as old as Frankie, of course, but they
No one
he,
is. No
yeah,
one is.
he started the project or whatever. He was around when the racetrack was started. I was on one of the boards probably in 2010ish, like for 4 years, and there was a group of people, and we had money in the checking account. We had CDs. It was self-contained at that time. The bleachers and all that stuff came in after the fact, but so I just wanted to assure you guys that it can be self-running. Once a guy gets going. As one of the people that want to be on the board again to help, do it, we're not gonna. I myself am not gonna spend a dime, unless something gets repaired. So.
Well, I mean, whether we're gonna lease it out to this next group or sell it, maybe it needs to be repaired anyway.
That's right.
One way or the other.
It's gotta meet.
Okay.
the reason I ask about the bidding is because when you put that bid package together, you have to specify how you are having it bid. So if you're just gonna bid it in one big project, then
Yeah, I misquoted, because we can't be a single prime, because we're not bonded. So, but we could bid it part piecemeal without any problem. But I think there would be some benefit to having a single prime, because then when the lighting guy isn't there and the guy to do the hydrant is there, wanting the lighting guy to be there, it's not on us, it's on the single prime. And,
Yes, they can chase that guy.
Yeah,
I agree.
it's just being in that arena, I just know it's a lot easier to have it handled that way. And there's a fee for that, I get it.
So do we have to basically go with an RFP again to?
I don't know.
no, you just put out an advertisement for
Or
bids.
a request for bids? For the entire package?
Right.
Okay.
And that's, we've done a bunch from there. There's a whole statutory amount of information that has to be in there. I've done there's definitely drafts of them out there, just the correct information that needs to be plugged into those. And then it has to be published for, I think it's 3 weeks, so.
Okay.
okay, so Dean, would you like to amend your motion to bid the projects, or?
Can I just put something here first?
Yeah.
I mean, I agree on the two projects. The hydrant, I think, can just be removed from that and be a normal general fix. That's a leaky hydrant, right? That needs to be just dug down with the hydrovac and,
Or hydrant.
yeah. That's,
To be honest, we could probably get that project, majority of it donated in some way, shape, or form.
I agree.
So then it's 269, 680 less 1275.
With these bids?
With these bids.
Yeah.
Right, which is
exactly.
stale, right?
Exactly.
Well. So we got a motion on the table. Dean, you wanna change your motion?
I don't know what we're company, I mean, I already meant to say if anybody else wanted to bid lower than that,
Yeah.
any of these bids, they'd have that option, but I guess that's not legal, I guess. And
I think what you need to do is just make a motion to put this out for bid, put this project out for bid, and then set date for, we'll set a date for bid opening.
So when we put this project out for bids, we have to have a description of what we want done? I mean, how do we?
And notice, probably.
It would be like any normal bid opening when you send, anytime you bid a project and we publish it and then they come up and have their bids submitted and we look through them and make sure.
Well, I think there's enough people in the room that could help us with the terminology of the specifics of bid, that we could put that bid package together.
I like the idea. I mean, I know that there's a fee attached to the Holden Prime.
Yeah.
But I think that needs to happen here. No one at this table is gonna go chasing vendors.
I don't wanna be called.
I'm not doing it, so.
And I can say that's probably why nothing has been done at this point, because everybody here has jobs. Their job is to fix the stuff.
Yeah.
So it's just easier to go about that route. You get it on the schedule to get fixed. The way when we did do the general scheduling meeting already with all the other tracks. It's pushed out substantially, I think I told you guys, in anticipation, hoping this would happen.
That's what I was gonna have a question, because we're gonna need a date that needs to be
Correct.
done so that we don't impede on.
Correct.
On this, and, that's another one we're gonna start pushing the timeline on here at this point, because it's already January.
Yep.
What date do you normally open the speedway up at?
What do you have I don't have the schedule.
What
I was
month?
out.
April?
I can shoot, no, we pushed it until June at some point, so that, I think it's towards the end of June. I wanna say it was maybe. No, we pushed it past that. Yeah. So it's towards the end of June. We pushed it out far enough so that if repairs were gonna get approved, there was allotted time there to get that done.
I just got one quick comment, and that is the ROI on this investment. If we wouldn't have did what we did in 2005, we would not have had a Westsoda Tour here, which is our biggest event. Because the promoter at the time told me, if this track looks like this next year, it'll be our last year. So that's when we went ahead and redid the track. And we've been able to do since 2005 to this point, because we did that project several years ago. So this project here, you're looking down the road, and I get the Westsoda and IMCA newsletter. All of the tracks in the upper Midwest are having problems with the front gate and they're using the back gate.
Like I said, I know this place has been successful, but this model that's been gone on for 25, 30, 40 years, however long, it's 50 years, how long, can't continue.
Right.
It just can't continue. It's got to get better here. Whatever model we're going to use going forward here, there's got to be an investment for whomever is renting or using that facility out. There's got to be an investment back into this facility. So, and a continual maintenance program out there, so this thing doesn't balloon out to a $500,000, $250,000 project every 5 years.
And I think all the other tracks have done what we did this year. Brad had that first show this year, the monster truck and the trucks, and that was a big success. That was one of the fullest times I've seen those stands in quite a while. So I think diversifying, not just having racing there, would help also. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. And I think, with the repairs and having utilization out there, if we go forward, if this is not an asset that the county wants to keep, it's better to sell it when it's being utilized than when it's set vacant.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we have a motion on the table.
Why don't we amend the motion?
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask Dean to amend the motion to put it out on bids. I can support that, and that gives us a little time to figure out the financing mechanism of it.
Okay.
But that's up to Commissioner
Yep.
Franchuk.
I thought we'd move forward with this because how many times we've asked these people to do bids on this stuff. I mean, keep dragging it out, but that's the way we gotta go legally to do it, I guess.
Just push it to the next meeting, make sure the bids are in by the next meeting.
As long as we can get it out and published and with enough publication time. If not, you can, sorry,
Have a
I'll
special
say it,
meeting.
have a special meeting.
Yep.
We'll get it done as quick as possible here, but I think just in fairness to all the contractors locally, should have a shot at it too, so.
Just to make a comment, I think the special meetings are in order, because waiting a month to a month, we don't have that much time.
Well, but we have to publish it 3 times, so you have a minimum there.
And we have another meeting on the 20th
17, the
this
21st.
month.
To be honest, it's winter, so
Yeah.
we can't do anything anyway.
Just because it's 50 degrees doesn't mean we can go
Okay.
big out there.
Yep.
Move it along.
Yep.
It's not gonna stay 50 degrees.
I'll amend my
Maybe it
motion.
will.
Regretfully, but I'll amend my motion then, I guess, to do it legally.
Okay,
I'll second your motion.
okay.
Thank you.
Motion and a second. Any other discussion? I think we've discussed enough. I suppose we need to do a roll call vote. Okay. Commissioner White,
Aye.
Commissioner Marsh.
Aye.
Commissioner Messer,
Aye.
Commissioner Claris,
Aye.
Commissioner Franchuk.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Motion carries.
Thank you
Okay,
guys for showing up.
yep. Thank you all for
We'll
coming.
get out of here, guys.
No, you're, yeah. So I guess just two other quick things on the agenda. I just wanted to bring up the county fair resiliency grant. As we're working out at the fairgrounds, we do have that 100,000 there. I just don't want to forget about it.
Yeah.
So,
And that's
We'll
been
decide-
committed- That's been committed to this project out there that's currently going on.
Yes.
So what we have
Yep.
to do is, we have to finish the project and then
yep,
complete the paperwork to show it's
yep.
finished.
And then
get
we
the 100 grand.
easily will show the 33% match, so no problem. Just wanted to bring that up so we don't forget it. And then Bernie had put, DSU wants to use their tractor. I think
They said
road
rent.
department,
They said rent.
rent?
Rent or use, whatever we decide, but
Yep. Okay.
yes,
Please,
please.
yep.
Well, we own it. I think it would be very good civics for us
Yep.
to let them just use it. No
Be a
rent
good neighbor,
involved.
yep.
I guess I gotta know where it's at so they can go get it though.
Yeah,
Yep.
whatever that is, we can deliver it to
That,
them.
and that, there needs to be a mention of this in the county commission,
I suppose if it's a county tractor.
technically, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
So-
any other discussion? Do we need to vote on that or just go? We're
Yeah, I
good
suppose
with
we
it.
should vote on it.
Okay. We have a motion to let DSU,
Use our tractor.
Utilize our tractor and groomer?
And groomer. I'll make that motion.
okay?
Second.
Okay, a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Is that-
Okay.
Is that tractor at the shop, this, fairgrounds tractor that they groom with? Or is it still at the fairgrounds? Okay, because the college is gonna use it, so,
Yeah, I think it's still out there. We did do the maintenance on it, you know, change oil and all that stuff. So it's parked out there and
That's some sort of a liability
okay,
waiver.
thank you.
That's some sort of a liability waiver that we've made anyone sign in the past. Saying if they get hurt on our,
Not a bad idea.
Sounds like right up your alley, so
all right.
Okay.
I'll move to adjourn.
So moved.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Stark County Commission meeting will start at 9:30 sharp. No, that's fine. It is anytime you get those.